Hello everybody, we are the Geeks and the Giants. I am Enzo, this is my forever co-host John. Today we talk about some sci-fi for this week, starting with Inception, the hit of 2010. Do you remember 2010? When
Yes, I do. Yes.
when you know
When?
the world was a little less crazy, you know?
Ah, yeah, I remember. I'm sorry. I did watch Inception in the movies back in 2010. I watched this Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Hey man, Secrets by One Republic is a fucking masterpiece. Don't let anyone
I know.
it.
But the thing is, I just love this. Like, my dad, like, brought us to the movies, and we see Inception, and then it was like, oh, little 7-year-old, like little 11-year-old John, just like, I want to watch a sorcerer. And so my dad's just like, sigh, okay.
What else came out in 2010? Rango. Didn't Rango come out the same year?
Yes.
Yeah. Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3. Well, a lot of good movies came out 2010. A lot of cool stuff. And when we were like, you know what? This world is fine. This world is not crazy. And then cut to like the 2020s where we're like, where have we been? Where did we lose it all? What happened?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's not about this. This is about Christopher Nolan, and like I think it's one of the first very mainstream Christopher Nolan movies that's very, how do I say this? Mind fuckery. Aside from The Prestige, like The Prestige, I don't think it's as it's not as overrated as thought you left because I was talking mad shit about The Prestige. I'm like, I just said it's underrated. What?
I didn't hear shit. That's the thing. I was like, all I heard was The Prestige, and then that was it.
Oh, yeah. I think this is more like mainstream. I think this really introduced Christopher Nolan aside from his Batman movies, because I think, yeah, The Dark Knight came before this, and then people were like, wow, what's he gonna do next? And then he comes out with Inception. They're like, wow, don't understand it, but I still like it. You're like, what?
Yeah. And then he does Interstellar, and I was like, wow. Again, also, someone doesn't understand, but it's pretty cool. And then he does Tenet, which is also kind of the same thing.
And you're like, wow, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, and now he's doing The Odyssey. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I like this director. A lot of times I don't understand, but, it's fine.
Yeah. I do love the fact that this is his only collaboration with DiCaprio since then. I'm like, I wish he worked with him more. Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
And like, I remember 2010, everybody was talking about a dream within a dream. That was the main takeaway from this movie. And then you watch this movie, you're like, I think I have to see this multiple times to finally make it click. And that's true. With a lot of sci-fi.
I somewhat understand it now after rewatching it for this review.
Right? Like, it ages. Like, the more you get, I don't know, more cohesive with your thoughts, the more you're like, I understand maybe 50% of it.
Part of it. I don't understand majority of it, but I understand somewhat.
Yeah. It's a very interesting concept, and I do love how sci-fi it can get, like, going into your mind and then going deeper into your subconscious and going deeper beyond that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think this also introduced the mainstream audiences to like Tom Hardy, because I don't think he was that big of a star in 2010. Like, it's only because of this Warrior and then The Dark Knight Rises and then Peaky Blinders that he shot up.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think it was Dark Knight Rises that really like tossed him into the stratosphere, but he did such a good job here.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of times I'm like, it's Tom Hardy. Like, I forgot he's in the Inception because he plays a lot of side characters majority of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am happy that he's getting more roles where he is the main character besides Venom. Yeah.
Yeah. And we also have the rare Christopher Nolan collaborator, Cillian Murphy, making an appearance here. I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm Shelby.
Yeah. They also have Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Arthur. Like, both him and Ames are, aside from DiCaprio and Elliot Page, are other standouts. Like, I do love the fact that Elliot Page is the what do you call this? Like, kind of our eyes into this world. Like, he is our like he knows so little about this world, and it's through Cobb's
Cobb's.
like
Dom Cobb. Yeah, that's his name.
yeah, Dom Cobb's introduction to how Inception works. Like, you know what? Watching this movie, I'm like, I get it, but I'm at the same time, I'm like, I'm kind of here for the vibes too, because it's a Christopher Nolan movie.
A lot of times I'm just here for the vibes. Like, it's just dream espionage, and I'm like, that's cool. But the thing is, like, when Elliot Page, like, he would be like, oh, we do this to, like, wake up that, and, like, he's fully understanding how to work within a dream.
Yeah.
I'm still here just like, sure, I guess that'll work. The movie says so.
Yeah. I do love like how the outside world affects your the dream within a dream. Like if like you're falling, like that's why we get that hallway fight with Joseph Gordon-Levitt where he's like trying to catch his balance. I'm like, oh, I think that like the second time I watched this before this review, I'm like, I got it. I'm like, oh, the outside world's affecting him. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, oh, once he gets shot in a dream, he gets stuck in limbo, but it's like God knows how many years you're stuck in there.
Yeah, and you plant ideas that might become permanent. Like that's what happened to Cobb's wife, Mal, where she's like, I can't tell what's reality anymore. She's convinced that like, this is a dream. If I jump, I'll wake up, and she never does. And you're like, damn.
Yeah. And he regrets it, and now we have like a somewhat espionage / serial killer.
Yeah. Like
movie. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I love the fact like for the first stage it's like, alright, it's like a heist. We have to plant this idea and kill Murphy, and you see like a freight train, you're like, well, that's not part of the plan. We'll improvise then.
They're like, well, okay. So that's when they go into even more dreams.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yes. And they're like, oh, rich boy has daddy issues.
Yeah, he has that. Thomas Shelby has issues with the hunter from the Lost World, apparently.
When he died.
Yeah, he died like after The Town.
Ah.
Yeah, this came out. Yeah, 2010 is a very good year for movies. Apparently, The Town, Inception, Rango, Toy Story 3, all that jazz. But yeah, I do love Ken Watanabe's role here too, as the recruiter, to make them plant the idea and Cillian Murphy said to chains. I don't even know why they had to plant I forgot why. It's for energy, right?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like when they're all within the dreams, I'm like, what was the main purpose of this again?
You're like, what were we doing this for again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to say, you do get too lost into the sauce.
Yeah.
Once you go like a little bit deeper, once you start seeing them in that one hotel scene, you're like, yeah, they got Cillian Murphy. What for again?
Yeah. Like when you see
yeah,
Arthur, like the practical hotel hallway just rolling around, you're like, wow, this is amazing. What are we doing here again? What was the reason?
Yeah, but yeah, they're like, it's in the future. There's like green power, like electricity and stuff. Yeah, and they're just companies fighting in dreams, trying to get secrets out of each other.
Yeah.
It's like that, yeah.
And by the end, you're like, oh, he wasn't disappointed in Cillian Murphy. He was disappointed that he was trying too much to be like himself, the dad. You're like, oh, yeah. That's why they had to change his mind to become more energy friendly. And then you just walk away from the movie being like, I think so.
Yeah, because like all the times we're like, oh yeah, I think they accomplished their goal, maybe, yes. But it gets sidetracked with like, is Cobb still in a dream or not?
Yeah. Like by the end, like you just watch the top and you're like, it's not deadly dazzling, like a normal top. Yeah, oh, that's sad.
Yeah, but it does like this, and like, oh, it's gonna. They cut this. They cut it.
Yeah, I don't think Christopher Nolan has ever revealed whether it's still in a dream or not, and I respect that.
He didn't confirm. He like teased us, but I do remember watching a lot of like, ending explained kind of deal. Like, I don't know if you noticed that Cobb doesn't wear his wedding ring when he's awake, but when he's in the dreams, he has the wedding ring.
Oh.
So that was and that the top isn't his what do you call it?
His idea.
Totem.
Oh yeah.
Right. They have totems like Elliot Page has the bishop. Joseph Gordon-Levitt has the dice.
Yeah.
But the top is not Cobb's totem. That's his wife's.
Yeah.
He took it, but his actual totem is actually his ring. Because he doesn't wear it when he's awake.
Oh.
Yeah. So when they kind of showed that, like, oh, he actually doesn't have his ring at the last scene, he might actually be awake. So I'm like, but of course, Christopher Nolan's just like, your own interpretation.
Yeah. Are you being like, I watched, ending explain videos? Is it not like most Christopher Nolan sci-fi movies? You're like, wow, this is the greatest sci-fi movie ever. Watch just like 10 videos of like, what does this mean?
No, because we don't want to look like an idiot when we talk about it. Because we're just like, yeah, we completely get it. Give me a second. I'm gonna just run to the bathroom. And you watch like a 15-minute video and like explaining what we missed.
Yeah, you're like, I get it. Can you explain the plot or the science?
Dreams.
Like, dreams are nice. When you go to sleep, that's the plot of Inception. Good night.
Yeah.
But yeah, a fantastic sci-fi movie that still stands the test of time. Like years later, like seeing all the practical effects that Christopher Nolan uses because apparently he hates CGI. You're like, damn, this is pretty cool to watch. Like,
how do you do all that space stuff? Okay, no.
How's he gonna do the monsters for the Odyssey? I wonder. I love the memes of like Matt Damon and Tom Holland like looking at the sea creatures he resurrects because he hates CGI. They're like, good God, man, why? I don't know if you've seen this. Like, I know we're sidetracking, but they already released an official image of Matt Damon as audition.
I saw it. I saw it. It was everywhere on Instagram, and I can't fucking wait.
Yeah, next year, dude. Next year. Anyway, what would you rate Inception?
I would rate Inception. I'll give it like a 9 out of 10.
All right.
No, I feel like it deserves it. It's a pretty good score. It's a pretty good movie. The downside, in my opinion, is that you really have to watch multiple.
Yeah.
Like, you have to watch it multiple times to fully get it. But a lot of times, it's after watching it the first time, it was a bit exhausting.
Yeah.
Because you're like trying to connect the dots.
Yeah.
And everything, trying to make sure everything makes sense. I feel like Christopher Nolan was that kid who's trying to tell a story.
Yeah.
Everything making sense in his head, but like when he can't really like translate it outward.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's a great storyteller. For sure, the whole dream within a dream wasn't really the entire like story in of itself. But I don't know. Other than just like it being a little too hard to like keep up with,
Yeah.
it's a pretty good movie. Like if you were there for like that whole espionage thing, it's fucking fun.
Yeah.
I like it. You'll enjoy it.
Definitely. I'll give this a 9 out of 10 as well. I think it's a pretty great sci-fi movie. I think the cast does extraordinarily well, especially like DiCaprio, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Tom Hardy, and Elliot Page. I just think they're an extraordinary cast, and like I do love the fact that Christopher Nolan keeps bringing back all of his collaborators, like whether it's like 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Like Elliot Page is in the Odyssey too. I'm like, finally, I've been waiting for Elliot Page to be in another Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah.
And like the effects are great. The fact that he sticks to practical effects, whether it's meme worthy or not, is just fantastic in my opinion. Like remember all the memes for Oppenheimer where we're like, how the fuck are you going to do that?
He's gonna blow up an actual hydrogen bomb.
Yeah, exactly. And like this is why Christopher Nolan still stands the test of time. He's up there for me with like Denis Villeneuve and like other modern great directors.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And like when we're all old and like can't barely walk, we'll be like, you know what, people, let me tell you about Christopher Nolan movies. Did we still get them? No. Are they great to watch? Yes.
Yes. Do it make sense? Not the first time watching it.
Yeah. It's the Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner of our generation, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, to the audience watching, what's your favorite Christopher Nolan sci-fi movie? Is it this? Is it Interstellar? Is it Tenet? Is it The Prestige? Why not? Whatever it is, comment down below.
Science fiction.
Yeah. Does Memento count as science fiction? I forget. Or is that just mindfuckery at its finest?
I have to rewatch.
Alright. But yeah, whatever it is, comment down below. If you like what you see here, please leave a like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. If my mind's too fucked from watching Inception, that's why. Anyway, if you want to find us anywhere else, we're also on Spotify and TikTok. TikTok to see your best and funniest moments. Spotify to hear us on the go. And the video Zodas posts us on TikTok and Swap on Letterboxd. Where can they find you?
Oh, you can find me at JomJuM_. On Instagram, it is my account.
And until the next one, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.